great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Good morning. Good morning. This is the Immigration Answer Show, episode number 731 of the show. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Today is December 24th, the day before Christmas. Getting ready to head over to the St. Louis Country Club to have a little Christmas Eve lunch with my family, my mom and my sisters and their families. How are you guys doing? Oh, it's D Skull's birthday. Happy birthday, D Skull. Everybody, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what's going on. It's going to be a great show. We'll go a full hour. I'll be here answering your questions, trying to figure out what we can do immigration-wise. I'd love to know, what's your favorite Christmas song? Let me know in the comments. What's your favorite Christmas song? Nor and I agreed last night. We were in the car and we were listening to Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen. I believe that's the best Christmas song. But at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to present to you my favorite Christmas rap song. So we'll do that at 10:30. I know it's early for our friends on the West Coast, but I'm tied up the rest of the day, so I wanted to do a show. We probably won't do a show tomorrow, but we should do a show on Thursday and Friday. I see a lot of our friends in the comments. Let's go ahead and say hi. Bart's is here. Kwaku's chilling down in Kentucky. We got Montreal in the house. North Dakota, 26 degrees, J. Cruz reports. That's not so bad. Yeah, that's a heat wave. That's what I'm talking about up there. UFAM is back. I was thinking the other day that UFAM reminds me of Will I Am from the Black Eyed Peas. What do you guys think? I don't know. He reminds me of Will. Dammy's here. Nehemiah's here. Alex and Saring are here. Julian says hello from South Yorkshire. Traylene is here. Lewis is in Barbados for the holiday week. How about that? That's pretty great. Not a bad place to be. Joan is here. Hina is here. Hello, Hina. And everybody wish D Skull a happy birthday. We got Raphael in Tampa. Eric is in the Bahamas. Nice. Yep, the beard's coming back. Amani's gone. We'll see how it looks when she gets back. AJ's here. We got Raphael. Dammy is watching from work in Montreal. All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey. I heard she makes $3 million a year from all the replays of I got knocked out for a minute. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's just so happy to see Dammy's note. Thank you, Hina, for trying to help. All right, let's go and get started with Arnaud. Arnaud, hello.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I have a few questions that I want to ask you. So there was a moment that I came to the US when I was little, like when I was 10 years old, right? And I came for a scholarship for school and tennis. So later on, I went back home, but when I was going back home, I went back home without my passport, and I went back home with like a parole that I got from my embassy when I was going home. So when I got home, after I finished my high school over there, I tried to reapply for a student visa again to return back to the US on the scholarship. So I was being denied to enter the country for several times that I tried to apply for. So I came back to the US through an embassy, I mean ambassador that helped me get back here. I think he talked to the embassy and something like that. So they gave me a visa, tourist visa, to come back here. So while I was coming back, I came to the US. I got married, and now I'm living here with my wife. And right now she's pregnant. We're expecting you know, a baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I was wondering, and I found my forms myself, and I submitted everything. I got my work permit, but I'm still waiting for my green card approval since almost 2 years now. So I want to know, like, what is it? What, like, you think, is this something that have to do with the way I went back home or something like that?
Probably. Were you in status when you got married?
No, I was out of status.
So that's another reason why it gets delayed. They might be just waiting to see if the marriage falls apart. But 2 years is a really long time. No interview.
No interview.
Yeah, you might need our help.
Okay. So how do I do that?
Send me an email here. I'll put there it is. Oh, thank you, Hina. Yeah, just info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Say, this is Arnott. I was the first one on the show on Christmas Eve, and we'll follow up after the break.
Okay. So you think they're just waiting for my marriage to fall apart?
Maybe. I mean, we don't know. It could be lots of different things. So we just don't know.
Okay. All right, Jim. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right. That was Arnott. Let's go to Alex. Hello, Alex. You're on mute.
Hi, can you hear me, Jim?
Yes, I can. Go right ahead.
So I am on STEM OPT right now. I recently got married to a permanent resident in the United States. And in January, I'm supposed to start grad school. So I'll be transferring my I-20 to a new school. We haven't filed the I-130 yet. I just have some worries with misrepresentation, maybe, because the I-20 tells you like, oh, after I'm done with school, I need to go back home, stuff like that. So I'm just having some worries before filing any forms.
So always good to worry about misrepresentations. When did you get married?
A few weeks ago.
And what are you waiting for?
Just to make sure that everything, I guess. Well, she's a permanent resident, so I can't.
She's a permanent resident. Oh, got it. I thought. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so has the I-20 transfer happened yet?
Not yet.
And so, what are the questions on there that you're worried about?
So there's an attestation at the bottom of the I-20 that says I'll be like going to the U.S., something like that, solely for the reason of studies, and I'll be returning home once I'm done. Something.
Yeah, that's all pro forma stuff. I don't think that's something you need to worry about.
Okay. So what should I do in this case? What do you think I should do?
Get the transfer going. Get the transfer, get settled in at your new school, and then whenever you're ready to apply for adjustment, whenever you decide to do that, then go ahead and do that.
Sure. So should I file the I-130 as soon as possible, even before the I-20 is signed, and then just wait?
I would say after you get settled at the new. Can you hear me?
Sorry, your voice cut for a few seconds.
Sorry, what I was saying was I would get settled in my new school, make sure my I-20 transferred, make sure everything's cool, and then when I'm ready, I'd go ahead and file for adjustment. All you can file right now is the I-130, and then you just have to wait for the priority date to become current to file the 485.
I understand. So should I just start with the I-130 right now, go to school, or just transfer to school first, then do the I-130 after 3 months?
I would transfer the school first.
Sure. And then should I wait 3 months before I file the I-130, or?
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
But I don't think you're in any rush. So yeah, I might let some time settle. Maybe file in April or May.
Okay. My only worry was because Trump is coming, he might,
Yeah,
slow.
I don't even mess around with things like this.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye, Alex.
Thank you.
Let's go to Chuck. Hi, Chuck. You're on mute.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Thank you for the opportunity. I think you have it's the greatest show on YouTube, really, for immigrants. So I have a friend. They're recently married to a U.S. citizen, and they're currently on an F1 visa in a graduate program. Here's the backstory. In the early 2010s, they came to the U.S. On a 10-year B2, and they attended high school here, right? They left immediately after graduating, which was like 2 months after they turned 18. A couple years later, they go to renew their B2, and at the interview, the interviewer asked, like in a casual remark, kind of, "Oh, your English is so good. Like, did you go to school in the U.S.?" And they said no. Fast forward a few years now, they're on an F1, and they're married. So the question is, on the 485, they ask, "Have you ever lied at an interview to get like an immigration benefit here? Will we need a waiver for this?" Hello?
Chuck.
Hi, Jim.
Sorry about that. I switched computers. Hopefully, I don't know what the heck's going on.
No worries.
What you got?
Did you get the hint? Okay, so I'll run through it again.
Please.
So I have a friend who's she's recently married to a U.S. citizen, and she's currently on an F1 visa in a graduate program. So her backstory is in the early 2010s, she came to attend. Well, she came on a B2 and she attended high school here. She left immediately after graduating, like 2 months after she turned 18. A couple years later, she go to get her B2 renewed, and they asked her like a casual remark, kind of like, "Oh, your English is so good. Did you go to high school in the U.S. or did you go to school in the U.S.?" And she said no. So now that she might be applying for a 485, there's a question on there to ask if you ever lied at an interview. Will we need a waiver for this, or it didn't seem material to the visa being granted? Because they didn't ask her about overstay or anything.
Who did she say that to?
The officer.
The CBP officer?
Yes. Oh, but no. The interviewer.
For the embassy? For the embassy?
The embassy. Yeah.
Okay. So why was she in front of the embassy officer at that time? Was she getting a student visa or what?
No, she was renewing her B2. This was the mid 2010s, and then in last year she went for her F1. It was super easy. They didn't ask her anything at all.
So, but the statement that she's worried about was made back in 2010.
Late 2010s.
Okay, late 2010. So like 2018, 2019.
Right.
Okay. And the officer. So when she did that, she would have completed a DS-160, right?
Correct.
So on that DS-160, did she mention that she'd been in the United States before?
I don't think they asked her about if she's ever been or about an overstay or anything like that. They only asked that question. From what I understand, she said that was super easy interview for the second interview.
But then she just thinks she offhandedly said, "No, I had never studied in the United States."
So, I'm not sure of the entire. I think that the officer was like, "Oh, your English is so good," yeah, something like that.
Well, why would she say no?
I think she was afraid of not getting the renewal. I'm not sure.
Okay, so then that seems like a misrepresentation. So, I never want to concede that I made a misrepresentation. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that there's issues related to her coming on a B1 and going to school.
Oh no, she has a. Oh yeah, I gotcha.
So I think that I would say yes, and I'd give a big long explanation, and I'd either leave it blank or I'd say yes. If I left it blank, either way, I'd have an explanation of everything that happened and let them determine whether or not there was a misrepresentation.
Gotcha. And then the other question is, there's a question on there that asks about unlawful presence over 180 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that it doesn't start accruing until you're 18. Would she answer yes or no to that question?
I would say this person needs a lawyer, and I'd want to look that up because that's a really close call. I was just looking at this. The other day, and I think it is unlawful presence even if you're under 18.
Right.
But it's forgiven. So I think she might have to say yes to that, but I'd want to look for sure because everything you're telling me is getting me nervous.
Okay. Can I just email you this information?
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yep.
Thanks,
Chuck. See you, buddy.
Have a good day.
You too. All right. You fam is here. What's up, buddy? You're on mute. How you doing?
Not bad. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey, I was gonna ask you a question. I have a niece. Is she file for her siblings? 10, 8, and 9. No, 10, 8, and 6. Is it enough time for? Were they aged out?
They might. It depends how long the I-130 is pending. Hopefully, the I-130 pens for a really long time, and then they might not age out. But that's pretty hopeful. Filing I-130s for your siblings. That's really hopeful. I don't know if it's going to go through or not. I mean, those things are taking like 20 years. But if the I-130 is pending for like 10 years, like USCIS actually does you a favor by not approving the I-130, by letting it go a long time, because all that time helps on the Child Status Protection Act.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just thinking that since they're so young, they have more time.
Yeah, they might. It just depends on how long it takes and how long USCIS takes to adjudicate the I-130s.
Oh, okay. And one more thing. Last time he was telling me about, I think he mentioned something about you can file a visitor visa before, having a intent to stay. Like, for example, I want to file for my wife's parents, but they don't want to. They want to visit. Can we do the visa first, then the actual green card?
Say that again. Well,
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I want to file for them, but they don't want to stay. You have to stay 6 months. So I was thinking about doing a visa before doing a green card.
They can try. They can try. Yeah, they can try. Sure. David points out, and he's right, that siblings don't age out because it doesn't matter if they're over 21 or under 21. I wasn't thinking straight. David's right. They won't age out.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Oh, and one more thing. With the public charge, would that apply to the parents, or
what do you mean?
As far as filing, let's just say for a green card, would they need like public charge? Would that apply to them?
You're talking about a different case now?
Yeah, the public charge.
Yeah, public charge is coming back for everybody. Yep. It's here now, but yeah, the public charge, everyone has to prove they're not going to become a public charge. Even now, it's just going to get harder to prove that later.
Okay. All right, cool. That's all I got, man. You have a good Christmas. And one more thing. Hey, whenever you get sick, do the Vicks with the hot water. You can't stand it.
I hate the Vicks. My wife loves the Vicks. I like the Vicks bomb that you put in the shower, but I don't like putting that greasy Vicks on.
It works, man.
See ya.
All right, have a good Christmas.
You too, buddy. You too. Thanks. Oh, that was our friend, you fam. It was great because he was gone for a while. Now he's back. Alan, if you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up. Your camera's still on, Alan. I'll come back. BG. Hello, BG.
Hey, Jim.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I just have a question for a friend who just became a citizen.
Okay, great.
He was asking about his parents. So they came on a B2 and filed for asylum, but that was after the 6 months. Is that considered that they were out of status and will probably I guess, be a problem with this application?
So you're talking about a U.S. citizen filing for his mom or dad who came on a visit visa, filed for asylum late, and they might not technically be in status. Is that what your
We,
question?
yes, it was within the 1 year, but after the 6 months.
Yeah. They are immediate relatives, so they don't have to worry about the being out of status part. They're fine.
Oh, okay. That's great news.
The only issue is to make sure there's nothing in the asylum case that was fake.
Yes. Okay. And the other question that I have is, do you know anything about these change that happened to some categories of EADs that get 5 years and 2 years?
Yeah, so there's a list. I posted about it on LinkedIn yesterday. There's a list of which categories are extended. Most of them are, but I would say some of the humanitarian ones, like Venezuelan parole and those kinds of things, those don't have the extension. But if you check the list, there's a whole. I can put the link in the comments in a minute. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
You got it. See, buddy.
Great holidays. Bye.
All right. That's our friend BG. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'll be here for another 40 minutes or so trying to answer questions. Eddie is here. Hello, Eddie.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
I have a friend, his name's Dave, and he's married to a U.S. citizen, Maggie, and they've been married for about 3 years now. And they, after 2 years of living together, they separated, but they're still on good terms, and they filed I-751 together. But I guess the U.S. citizen spouse is willing to stay, married for a little bit, but they're basically not sure what's the best to do, because I-751 takes a very long time right now, and she doesn't want to stay married for a few years extra, and citizenship can be filed in April of this year. So, but U.S. spouse has not been to the U.S. for basically the whole year. She's moved to Europe, so that's, I guess, the big issue. And Eddie just wants to know what's the best option for his friend.
So if immigration were not at issue at all, they would go ahead and get divorced, right?
Yes.
So they should just go ahead and get divorced. This person can, first of all, if the person is trying to get benefits that they might not be entitled to and they're being clever, that's dumb. That's how you get into big trouble. So there's no reason for that. Okay. Number two, if they haven't been living together, if the U.S. citizen's been living overseas for a year, then the 3-year benefit doesn't even apply, right? Because you have to be living together as spouses for the full 3 years. So what they should do is go ahead and start the divorce, have the non-citizen, the immigrant, get ready to file an I-751 saying this was a good faith marriage, it just didn't last. Get a nice long statement from the U.S. citizen saying, hey, I really love Dave. I really wanted this to work out. We got married for all the right reasons. We thought we were going to live together for the rest of our lives, like all that stuff. And then submit a bunch of more marriage evidence and start over by himself. And then once the divorce decree is final, submit that and just go their separate ways. I think trying to help each other or put on a show in the hopes that there's some greater immigration benefit, I think that's really dumb. And I think that's how people get in trouble.
Okay. And so I-751 is already submitted jointly. So,
right, so they're going to withdraw that after the non-citizen files their own, they're going to withdraw the joint.
Okay. I got it. And would you guys be able to help with this case?
Oh, sure. I love working on these cases. These are great cases for us. We do these all the time.
Okay. So, yeah, we're going to send you an email.
Okay, great. Thanks, Eddie. Have a good day, buddy.
All right, bye.
See ya. Yes, Dammy's talking about being lathered in Vicks. This is why I hate Vicks. I don't know about Haitian castor oil, but this is why I hate Vicks, right? And I agree with Nurse Laura. I just like taking long hot showers or getting in the hot tub, something like that. All right. Syed, turn off your camera and I'll pull you up. right, here we go.
Me?
Yeah, I gotcha. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Merry Christmas and thanks for organizing these, Q&A. These are very, very helpful. So
Awesome.
I'm a research associate doing biomedical research. My I-140 was approved under EP1B category with a priority date of 8th of February, and my 485 has been pending with USCIS for more than 2 years with no forward movement in dates. So my questions are: my son went to Atlanta for an internship in August, from August to December 2023, but we failed to notify the USCIS of change in address. His primary address did not change, that is, my address did not change. So, how will this affect his case? That is one. And I wish to sue USCIS for a delayed decision or case, in my case. And I wish to utilize your services. And I will email you separately, regarding this. I'm going through a job situation, and I will have a better sense of, my own situation sometime in January second week. I will keep you posted, through emails. But as far as my son's, case is concerned, do I need to, notify the USCIS now?
Yeah, you're supposed to notify them within 10 days, but most people don't. So the next best time is today. So just go ahead and update them with the address. It's not a big deal.
Okay, I will do that. I will do that.
Awesome, great.
And I
Send
will
us,
send you.
send us an email about the lawsuit for sure.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Have a good day. All right. Everyone's giving me, yeah, he does need to change his battery on the fire alarm. I meant to tell Saeed, I meant to mention that. Change that fire alarm. I was cooking something in the oven the other day and some of it dripped. And when I turned on the oven this morning, man, it was really smoky. I was surprised the fire alarm didn't go out. So I'm going to have to check my batteries. Nihal, hello.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Alaikum salam. I'm great. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How's the winter going with you?
Good. It's not been a bad winter. And I'm going to be going to some warm places. So that's good.
That's nice to hear that. However, I have a quick question. Well, I have applied for my I-751 remove condition in February 24, and there is no update yet. And I supposed to apply for marriage-based marriage-based citizen in upcoming February. My question: there is a guy coming to make America great again. Is there any chance if I can apply earlier than that time?
You can't apply early.
Okay.
If you apply early, they'll take your money and then they'll deny the case.
I see. So, as you know, I already submitted my evidences of marriage and everything in I-751. Do I still need to send new evidences with the citizen application?
Yes.
All right.
Stuff from between when you filed the 751 till then. Yeah. Not a ton. Not like it's an initial green card case, but just certainly updated accounts and stuff.
I see. So in the application, there is a question about children, those who don't live with you, because I have kids back in my home country. This is my second marriage because we got divorced, back in days. So those kids do not live with me, and I already mentioned their names. But regarding child support, do I have to upload the child support evidences, or it's just for those who live in United States?
Are you from a country in the continent of Africa?
No.
The only reason I was asking is because they go crazy about African men and child support. But I would say for everybody, child support usually for children overseas usually becomes the number one issue on citizenship. So I would say absolutely.
Okay, so I need you mean some proof from the court back in Pakistan,
Wherever it is.
Okay. My last question: any idea about the processing time for a citizen case?
Where will your interview be?
Should be in Chicago.
I mean, before the Make America Great Again, Make America Great Again man comes back into office in January. I would say 7-8 months. It might be a little bit longer after that, but I think those cases will just keep going.
I see. All right. Thank you very much for
Thanks,
your
Nihal. See you, buddy.
appreciate that.
All right. Bye. Assalamu alaikum. Tony's here. What do you say, Tony?
I said Merry Christmas, Jim.
Merry Christmas to you.
How you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great.
All right, good. Thank you for having me on here.
Sure.
It's regarding my case. I have a married British green card case. It's been pending for some time, and I hired you guys to help me out with the mandamus.
Nice.
And so far, it's I think I'll say it's been a mixed bag. Mixed bag in the sense that 2 weeks after they received it, they sent me an RFE last Monday, right? And then on the RFE, it says to bring the court case, the criminal court case that I had, to bring it to the interview. So when the attorney looked at it, they were like, "This RFE is wrong. That we didn't get any interview notice and anything." So we reached out to USCIS. They said, "Well, okay, what we should do is just upload the RFE online, and then wait if we get an interview letter." So yesterday we got a call-in letter for an interview on the 31st.
Yep. I'm familiar with it. Yep. I'm familiar with this. Yep.
You're familiar with it. So right now I don't have any attorney to attend the interview with me. Should I reschedule the interview, or what do you think is gonna?
Let me talk to Christina and Josephina. I think that's probably a hard date to get an attorney at. Obviously, even our office is closed.
Yeah.
Let me see if we can reach out to the U.S. attorney and see about trying to postpone that into January.
Okay, that'll be great. And then secondly, I just wanted to confirm something. When I looked online, I did some research. Some online, it says when they do calling, some say it could be a Stokes. Some say it's just for you to just, since that's the only thing they said, to bring the documentation for the disposition of the court case. That what do you think the likely scenario will be when we go in?
I would think it's probably a Stokes, and I think you have to assume it's a Stokes.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's why I just wanted to reach you because
Got it. I'm on it, Tony. I'll reach out.
Okay, thank you so much. All right.
Bye, brother.
Okay, bye. Yeah.
See ya. All right. Serious issue. If you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up. Serious issue. Are you there? Are you frozen? Looks like you're frozen. Serious issue. Can you hear me? Turn off your camera. There you go. All right. You're on mute.
Hi, can you hear me?
I got you. Yep. Go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hi. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay. So my case is my case is
Hello.
September 2023. I came into the country. I got married in November. Submitted my application in February. We had our interview in October 2024 for the green card case. It was approved a week later. A month later, my husband passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I wanted to know what's the process, what happens after, what happens now?
So you have a conditional green card?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you'll have to file to remove the conditions, a 751. I think there's a chance that you might be able to do it sooner rather than later. I think that you might not have to wait the full 2 years to apply. If you email me, I'll be happy to look that up for you. I know that if you get divorced and you apply as an individual, not as a married couple, that you can apply early. I would bet that theory probably applies to widows. And so you're going to be able to, I think you can apply for that early, but for citizenship, you're going to have to wait the full 5 years.
Okay. So does it because I wasn't working, so I'm also worried about the I-864.
No,
Would
no,
that
you're done. You're done with all that. You have your green card. You don't ever have to worry about I-864 again.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So it's just basically to submit to get a 5-year green card. That's all. They're not going to ask me um who's going to what's that word? Take care of me, public charge, all those
Yeah.
questions.
That's all done.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I should okay, thank you so much. I'm going to email you and yeah, thanks a lot.
Good luck. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really sad when the petitioners pass away. I had a petitioner pass away the week before the 3-year immigrants naturalization ceremony, and then he had to reapply 2 years later. Michael's here. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Jim. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. All right. I have a doozy question for you.
All right. All right.
So this is from my friend, and he is a self-petitioned EB1 A. He was a primary and wife was derivative.
Okay.
So the derivative's approval date or the residence since date is they both have approved green cards. When the green cards was mailed, the derivative's residence since date is earlier than the primary. I did some research and looks like that's a bad thing.
Yeah, it is.
Considering what's going to happen with the new president.
Yeah.
Are they going to reopen its case, or since this is a self-petition, they're just like wondering what to do?
So I had this exact scenario happen for a nice, I think she's from China, Chinese lady in Chicago. And we sued them to make them clean it all up because that was going to be a mess when they applied for citizenship. So we can do that for your friend if they want, because what my concern is that they wait the 5 years, apply for citizenship, and then they say, oh, these green cards, yours in particular, these green cards are defective and we gave you residency by mistake and now you got to do it all over.
How does this even, it's really hard to understand. Like, how can they screw up such?
Oh. Well, I'll just say this is the second time this exact scenario. I mean, the other one was, I think, an NIW, but same problem where the beneficiaries got the approved. And in fact, in that case, Michael, the beneficiaries got approved and the U.S. citizen, or not the U.S. citizen, the principal applicant did not.
Wow.
Right. So is it a gap by like days or weeks or what is it?
I think it's few days.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this person, I see the Wash U thing on your thing. Is this person in St. Louis?
Yeah.
I might be able to fix it for them without having to file a full lawsuit. I know some people. If you want to have them reach out to me, I could try the non-lawsuit route. It would save them some money.
Okay. I have a second question. This is for the same people, for their parents.
Okay.
They traveled to US back in 2020, and that's when COVID hit. They were scheduled to go within 4 months. They were on B1 and B2, but since everything was shut down, they had to extend their stay. They did file everything by the book in terms of extension and such. However, their biometrics never came. They left the country within 7 months of their stay, and their biometric came after 8 months. So the biometric came like a month after they left. What happens to them? Like, what happens to their status?
So are you saying that they overstayed by 1 month or they overstayed by 7 months?
They overstayed by 1 month. Yeah. So their exit time was for 6 months.
Okay. And do they have a multiple entry visa or a single entry visa?
Multiple entry. And
have they tried to come back since then?
They haven't. It's been 4 years now. They haven't. They want to come back.
Yeah, I think they should be okay. I would bring proof that they tried to come back. I would bring proof that they filed for the extension. I would bring proof that they left. I think I'd be basically ready to argue and try to prove up their good intentions. 1 month shouldn't get anybody too worked up. Now, they might have a trouble the next time they try to renew their visa, but what I was telling everybody in 2020, both those outside the United States and those in, is assume that you're going to have to document later your efforts to leave. So if they tried to buy other plane tickets to leave or whatever, and then I would say also, if that extra month that they stayed was like when things are really hot, like April, May, June of 2020, then I would say that's going to help them, their arguments. But basically, I don't think this is going to be an issue because they already have their visas.
Okay. They would be traveling from St. Louis. So it's the St. Louis CBP, DHS.
That's what they'll do customs, or they'll do customs somewhere before they get here?
Okay. In St. Louis. So they're going to, the port of entry would be St. Louis. I'm familiar with Chicago, but I don't know how St. Louis CBP is like 2 days a week. I don't know how on par they are in terms of rules and stuff.
Oh no, yeah, they come out for flights and stuff. There's people at the airport, 24/7 whenever there's international flights coming. It's just that's where, in my experience, the St. Louis CBP office is pretty chill, so I think they should be okay.
Awesome, thank you, Jim. Happy holidays,
Michael. Yep, see you, buddy. You too. All right. Pabs, if you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up. Oh, I see Lizzie's here. I'll get to her next. Hi, Pabs.
Hey, Mr. James, how are you doing, sir?
I'm great, brother. How you doing?
Man, thank you, man. Thank you for all you're doing for the immigrant community, man. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Here's the question. There's my friend, him and the family. So he won asylum, and while he won his asylum, his wife and kids, actually filed with the USCIS, so like normal processing, or he for some reason had issues, and his own went to immigration court, and he won his case in the court.
Okay.
So when he won his case, then he now filed for his family, like how do you call it? He filed for his family, then they upgraded their status, to asylee because they were all in the US. So after 1 year, when they approved the asylum, when USCIS approved the family derivative asylum, then they now also filed for their green card after a year after, right? They filed for their green card. So they filed for their green card, and I think a year after, he said they asked for medicals, so they turned that in for the wife and the kids. Then it looks like they forgot to withdraw the other pending asylum that the wife and the kids filed with the USCIS. So that was still ongoing. So, but later on, they realized, and the wife wrote a letter sent to the office, asylum office in Houston, that she wants to withdraw a pending asylum for her and her kids because she already got derivative asylum from her husband. So she sent that letter in, no response. So she checked online to see if the case is still active. It looks like for her, it's something is showing. It's showing the next step is interview, according to what she's saying. But for the kids, nothing is showing. When you put the kids, what they call receipt number to check the update for the one she earlier filed, nothing comes up. But for her, the wife, something is showing like, oh, the next step is interview. So she thought, oh, this thing is still there. So she turned in on that letter like twice. She written to Houston Asylum office, but there's no response. So the question is, number one, what does she do? How does she let them know that, hey, I want to withdraw my pending asylum? Because right now, her green card application, which she filed like 2 years ago, based on asylum grant, is overdue. When she checked the status about a couple of days ago, she said she even called the customer reps, and they are putting in inquiry for her because they should have decided now. So number one question is, how does she get to them to let them acknowledge or send a letter to them for her to withdraw her pending asylum? And number two, do you think that is affecting her green card? Because the green card has been pending for too long.
Okay.
It's been for too long. So she's wondering if that is affecting her green card approval, and she doesn't know.
Okay. Good questions. So did dad come to the United States without mom and kids?
They all came together at the same time.
Okay. And so then at some point, did dad file an affirmative asylum case, or did dad and the family just get put into removal?
So they all came to the US at the same time because they were the one that feared. It was the wife and the children. So the dad went back to home country because he had business there. His plan was to stay back because he wanted to protect just the wife and the children. But when he went back, he got attacked and he ran back. On his way back, he got stopped. So the time they filed the asylum, initially, they didn't include that. It was just the wife and the kids because wanted to have the access to go and consult. On his way back
So
to the
actually,
US,
so actually, mom and kids' case was older than dad's case. So when dad tries to come back in, they put him in removal, and he says, "I need asylum too."
So yeah, so he now won his case in the court.
He wins his case in the court. So when he won his case in the court, had he added his wife and kids to his case?
Yes, he was added.
Okay, and they went to court and everything, and the judge granted the whole family asylum at the same time?
No. He only won asylum. After he won, then he now filed derivative asylum for the kids. He now filed for the wife and the kids.
He filed I-730s for them.
For the wife and the kids. So after a year or two, then USCIS now approved it. So the USCIS approved for the wife and the kids, not the court.
So then they got the cards with the I-94
stamp. Yeah. They got those stuff. They got everything, and they got travel document, everything. They got everything in full. But then after a year, they now filed for the green card.
Everybody, the dad, the mom, and the kids.
Yeah, the mom and the kids filed for the green card after a year when the asylum was approved by the USCIS officer.
Yeah, got it. And does dad have his green card?
No, yeah, his own is pending too.
So everybody's is pending.
Yes, everybody's pending.
Yeah, this is a case that needs a lawsuit because they've confused everybody with all the back and forth. It's confusing. So the timeline's confusing, the procedure is confusing. So they probably need to file a lawsuit for everybody to get them their green card.
How much does it cost to file the lawsuit?
Yeah, it's $5,500 plus a $405 filing fee.
How long does it take? For example, if you file a lawsuit, do you know how long it takes?
Probably about 2 or 3 months.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, then I'll let them know. Then we'll contact you.
Awesome. Thank you, Paps.
Thank you, sir.
See you, buddy. I see there's been a vigorous discussion regarding germs. First of all, nobody can be mean to Laura in the comments. That's prohibited. Can't be mean to Laura. Second of all, she's a nurse, so I defer to her on all things germ related. I think we should have a little germ clinic one time when Laura's ready. Maybe in the new year we'll do a little germ clinic. All right, so our friend Lizzie's here. Hi, Lizzie.
Good.
Uh-oh. Is it me or is it her? I think it's her.
Is it me?
Oh, there you go. How you doing?
Can you hear me, Uncle Jim?
Now I can.
Okay, good morning and happy Christmas to the whole team.
Sure. How you doing?
I'm well. I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Of course.
And I have a question and a suggestion for a future video. So my suggestion would be, I don't know if you've done this, but can you see me properly?
It's sort of the light
like
makes
buzzing out.
Yeah, you look very foggy. There might be something on your camera.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so my suggestion for a video would be like Immigration 101, maybe like top 5 or 10 things to do. Like for example, if you fill out if you're filling it out yourself or someone's filling it out for you, make sure you double check it, you sign it. Make sure if you're having an attorney that the attorney's a licensed attorney. The reason I have these suggestions is because I heard quite a sad story yesterday. And this is what my question is on. In essence, the person filed for a green card, and they're Nigerian. So this pastor told me they're Nigerian. They filed for a green card. At the interview, they got declined for a green card because the immigration said that they're still legally married in Nigeria. So obviously that means they got fake documents or something. And so they were ordered at the interview, they were given notice, I think it was 60 or 90 days to leave the country.
Yep.
And I've not heard that before, because I thought there would be like an appeals process and stuff before it gets to removal.
Yeah, well, that's only going to get faster. I think that one of the things in Project 2025 that they were proposing is that from now on any denial like that, you just get a straight referral to the immigration court. So there's always been language that says you have no legal basis to stay here. You need to leave now that this has been denied. They need to get, so what needs to happen is the Nigerian person, what are they in Texas with you?
No, I just spoke to a pastor wishing them happy Christmas, and he told me a story about someone they know. I did send them your link to the program to watch, but I don't know if they'll be on today, and they may be a bit shy to watch. So I thought, let me call in and just ask.
Yeah, we talk about this all the time. So they need to get to, so let's say they live in Texas. So they would hire a lawyer in Texas to divorce the old spouse in Nigeria, and they would do the divorce in Texas, because no one's going to say that a divorce in Texas is invalid. And they might say, well, my spouse isn't in Texas, how can I sue them? Well, you got to notify them of the lawsuit, and then you publish it in the newspaper in Houston and say, hey, Joe's getting divorced. Mary, you have 60 days to reply. And then Mary doesn't reply, and then Joe has a divorce entered by the court. And then Joe remarries his U.S. citizen spouse and starts over. That's what needs to happen.
Okay. Thank you for that. It's just a bit, it sounds scary, because I was on YouTube the other day, and I saw a lady, she had twins, she gave birth recently, and she was deported back to, I think, Mexico. And it's like, I didn't realize it's this fast and intense. I thought there was like a whole process before someone gets deported.
Well, different things happen. I mean, if let's say that your friend Joe doesn't leave within 60 days and doesn't do anything, doesn't do what I said, Joe would receive a notice to appear, and Joe would have a chance to go to court. There's, even people in removal have rights, and one of the rights they have is to see a judge and to have the judge determine whether or not they're deportable. What Trump wants to do is expand what's called expedited removal. So for people who are caught within 2 weeks of arrival and who are found within 100 miles of the border, they can get what's called expedited removal, which means they don't see a judge, they don't get a hearing, they just get sent back to their country. So Trump wants to expand that, and he did a little bit, or he tried last time to do that. They're going to try it big time. That's going to be one of the angles they're going to use to try to do these mass deportations that they're talking about.
Wow. Okay. And just one other question. This is just for information purposes for everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
With President Biden, he made this rule that if someone comes to the country, there's a way they can come, and someone here can file for them legally. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, it's like that, like Ukrainians and Venezuelans and humanitarian parole.
So I'm guessing Trump will be canceling that then.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what I thought you were going to ask me is, Jim, what's going to happen to those people who came in that way? And that's what I don't know. Right? We don't know what's going to happen to the people that are here, because a lot of them, like a lot of Venezuelans who came, are now applying for asylum because they came through that way.
Okay, I don't want to take too much of your time, because I know other people want to call, but I just wanted to ask those questions just to enlighten everyone. And have a Merry Christmas, and also to Julio as well, and to your lovely wife as well.
Thanks, Lizzie. I'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right. That was our friend. Kofi, go ahead and pull off your camera, and I'll bring you up. Hi, Kofi. You're on mute. Kofi, are you there? I can't hear you, buddy. He's not on mute anymore. I can't hear him. All right. I don't know. We'll go to Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for doing what you do. And
Sure.
yeah, I have one. I guess I have a question that I need your opinion on. And so here is a situation. On H-1B, expires in January 30, 2025. Employer has filed green card. PALM was filed in May last year, and employer has made arrangements to to work from outside the country until they're able to extend H-1B.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for EB2, and then in parallel, got married in January 5th, 2024, filed for I-130 in August 29, and then filed the rest of the concurrent forms November 2. And now the family-based filing is in, we have biometrics scheduled for January 2nd. And I guess I'm in a pickle to decide whether to abandon the case and go with the work route, work abroad until we're able to renew H-1B and come back and continue with the EB2 route, or
Who's filing the I-130?
Individually, not just me and my spouse.
So your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And you're on an H-1B, and you filed the 485 on the I-130?
Mm-hmm.
That's on file. That's receipted.
Yes.
Why would you leave the United States then? There's no reason to leave.
So I guess it would be because of work. I guess if nothing moves by the end of January 30, right, I won't be able to work because I don't have. We filed for advance parole work document EAD.
When did you file that?
That was in November 2nd. We filed everything, 485, I-765, and I-131.
I would tell the employer, I want to take a leave of absence until I get my EAD off the 485.
I see.
I wouldn't leave the United States, not with Trump coming.
Got it. Okay, that's a new perspective I haven't had, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye, Dave. All right, I'm gonna go back to Kofi one more time, see if he's got his audio working. Kofi, you there, buddy? I think Kofi's riding his exercise bike, but I can't hear him. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. Let's go to Joe. Joe, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Jim, and Merry Christmas to you and the family.
Thank you, Joe. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Good. Jim, I spoke to you like twice in regards to my wife, issue. My wife got caught with a friend. They found that they have weed, I don't know the particular substance in the car. She was visiting her friend for a birthday, and unfortunately the friend was speeding up and the cops stopped them and they made a search and they found that they have a drug in the car. So I called you and discussed with you, and you told me to go there. She was in the jail for some days, and my in-law said I shouldn't go there. I mean, she will be fine. So I spoke to you and you told me to go there the next day. So I drove all the way from Texas to Louisiana, and then she was bailed. And so far the court didn't call her for any sitting or any trials. But yeah, she's not into that. I mean, she smoked, but not into that high level. I mean, she smoked, but not into drugs or whatever. So I want to ask that because now I have 2 years conditional, green card. Does this case will have any impact on my removal of the condition of my green card.
This was your spouse?
Yes.
And that's the U.S. citizen?
Yes.
No, I don't think that in and of itself shouldn't hurt anything.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just worried. She's here and she won't talk to you. Do you want to talk to him? Okay. Then she said she's fine.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good.
Okay, we are worried. Thank you.
No, I think you're good.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, Joe. All right. Well, we're going to end with some good news. I wish they were here on the show. Donna is beside Ryan. They're together. Donna and her son together after 16 years in Jamaica. Everybody's so happy for them. Look at all the good wishes for Donna and Ryan. Ryan got his immigration all squared away, got to go see his mom in Jamaica for Christmas. I bet they're having some of those mangoes. I bet they're having some of those mangoes. Ryan says everything was good. Everything's good. Bart's giving me a little love there. Thank you, Bart's, very much. Listen, I know it's going to be a hard year next year. But even with all that, good things happen. Ryan gets to see his mom. Donna gets to see her son. We guys got to keep everything in perspective. It was good to see Lizzie today and all of our friends. We won't have a show tomorrow, but we'll do shows following after that. So we'll be back. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I wish all the best for you guys. If I don't talk to you before next year, we'll see you in 2025. Otherwise, that's great, guys. Peace out. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.